What is up, guys? Rickackis here, and this is Custom Class Episode 10 with the Back to Battlefield 3 class. So this class was thought of by the Federation, and it states basically it's a lot of the things that were very popular and great in Battlefield 3. So it involves the M16A4, obviously, because the M16 was basically the go-to OP gun in Battlefield 3. Makes total sense. With a red dot sight, no accessory, heavy barrel, pretty much any grip. Then the M1911 S-TAC, so iron sights, suppressor, flashlight, medic bag, defibs, offensive upgrade, and M67 frags. Now, I tried to follow this. I did make a little bit changes. Like for no accessory, I used an accessory because I wanted to use a laser sight, because the M16 as it is now, as opposed to the Battlefield 3 version, the M16, in case you don't know, in Battlefield 3 it was fully automatic, but now it is a burst fire weapon. So you're going to have to be a lot more careful, especially up close, and that's why I wanted to run a laser sight, because if I was up close, I needed to be able to have the tightest hip fire possible in order to survive. Now, the M16A4, I hadn't really used it too much before this video. I really am not a huge fan of burst fire guns. Now, that's not saying they're ineffective or anything, and I certainly was doing pretty well with this class. Like, I was coming pretty much top of the leaderboards every time. But the thing is that, you know, when I use my guns, if I'm using the M4, if using the AK-5C, I do my own burst firing. Any person who has any sort of, like, decent skill in this game can easily do their own burst firing with a gun, and so I don't really need the gun to force me to burst fire, and it really just makes me not necessarily like the gun. I really like the option to burst fire myself at long range, and then if I'm close range or medium range, be able to go fully automatic to take down enemies. So I'm not the hugest fan of burst fire guns. Now, the M1911 is a really great pistol. In the older game Battlefield 3, it was like crazy good. Most people ran it because I think every pistol in the game did the same damage, and then the M1911 was the only one that did more damage, so obviously everyone ran it. In this game, the M1911 is pretty much exactly on par in terms of damage as the compact 45, sorry, and so those two guns kind of compete back and forth for the high damaging pistols. And there's actually, the pistols are a lot more variable now in Battlefield 4. There's a lot more options to them, and they're quite different, a lot of them. Now, running medic bag and defibs, I do this all the time, and I shun anyone who doesn't, to be quite honest. Like, when I got the game, essentially, I put on medic bag and I put on defibs when I unlocked them, and it basically has stayed that way 100% of the time. There's absolutely no times, at no time whatsoever, other than challenges to get specific guns, do I change medic bag or defibs. They're always on, because I'm a medic and I like to revive people, and I know when I die and I see medics running around me either so inept that they can't revive me, or they're all using everything but defibs, I fucking hate it. So I am here to serve, guys. If you go down near me and I'm a medic, I will kill the enemies near you and then revive you. Offensive upgrade, that's pretty much what I always use. Actually, no, I usually run defensive, but, you know, the upgrades don't really make that huge a difference, especially offensive defensive, I find. And M67 frags, they're okay. I mean, I did get some frag kills, but those impacts, the impacts and the minis, you just can't compete. You can't compete with those grenades. It's insane. So all in all, you know, this is not an ineffective class, especially if you do like burst fire guns. It is nowhere near the magnificent OP extravaganza that it was in Battlefield 3. In Battlefield 3, the M16 was so next level. It was unreal how good that gun is. In Battlefield 4, they've certainly toned it down, I should say, and it makes sense, like making it a burst fire. You know, they want to include the gun because the M16 is a very iconic modern military gun, but they don't want people getting, you know, weird vibes about it being overpowered again, because it was pretty much like the community essentially agreed that it was definitely overpowered in Battlefield 3. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please remember to leave your own comments Remember, Custom Class is a show where you guys leave comments about a themed class, like from a movie or from a TV show, and then the most upvoted one I will take in the next episode and do the episode involving that class. So please remember to upvote other people's classes if you're not making your own, and as always, have a good day.